Sometimes I'm so cold. Sometimes I know I'm so cold. Sometimes I'm so cold. Sometimes I know I'm so cold.
Myself and seeing what I have within me. If you decide to drop your buckets where you are and develop your gifts, I grant you, you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you.
All right, hey guys, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and thanks for joining us on the last Zenfolio Live of 2018. It's crazy that this year has gone by so fast. I know some of you guys have already been chatting with me in the chat, so thanks for jumping on here and talking to me early and hanging out. Tristina, Mike, Donna, Ken, and let's see, I know there's a couple other people on here. I think is it Lone or Ione? I can't see, my text is way too small. And then Forte is hanging out as well. So thanks you guys for jumping on and hanging out with us. This is your first time joining us on the live stream. Welcome. Say hi and let us know where you're at from in the chat. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications when we go live. We do these every week. And today what we're going to be talking about is kind of doing a follow-up on last week's live stream. So last week we did the first ever live site review over, I did a site review on Cheryl's Seniors by Cheryl website. And so what we're going to be doing today is taking some of that feedback, going through and making some updates based on that review I did last week. Now, as I already said, this is the last live stream of 2018, but don't worry, there is a lot more to come in 2019. And speaking of that, what do you guys want to see in 2019? There's a survey in the description below this video. Take that survey. It takes like 2 minutes the most. Let us know what you guys want to see. And also, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video for that as well. Those of you guys who filled out that survey and submitted your site for review last week, sorry I haven't got back out to you, got in touch with you. As soon as we have that whole process officially set up, I'm going to be reaching back out to you guys, contacting you guys, and getting all that stuff set up. But thank you so much for the participation. Awesome, awesome to see you guys jumping on that. Last announcement before we jump into the site update is if you are going to be in Atlanta January 20th through the 22nd for Imaging USA. I'm sorry, not in Atlanta. Yes, in Atlanta. For some reason I have Nashville on here, but it's in Atlanta this year. So make sure that I need to make sure I update that. Imaging USA is in Atlanta, Georgia this year, not Nashville. Nashville was last year. If you guys are going to be in Atlanta, come see us. We're going to be there at Imaging USA, and there is a link in the video below, or the description below this video, where you can get free expo passes. So make sure that you click that link, get your free expo pass. I'm going to be hanging out down there in Atlanta, so make sure you stop by the Zenfolio booth and say hello. Would love to see you guys and chat with you guys there in Atlanta. Let me say hi to a few more of you guys in chat, and then I'm going to jump into, and just to let you know too, the site update is going to be pre-recorded. I was kind of on the fence whether I was going to do a live stream this last week in December. I decided to go ahead and do the live stream, but I went ahead and pre-recorded some content for you guys to make sure that we had something. And so I'm going to be playing that here in a second, but I'll still be chatting with you guys live. And then, of course, once that update video is over, I'm going to come back and we're going to do the live Q&A session. So make sure that you're getting your questions in the chat for me to answer for you guys live. So let's see, we've got Forever More Photos coming back and hanging out with us. Alan from Estates Park, Colorado. Forever More Photos from Philadelphia, PA. Donna Young. Thorn Hayes from the San Francisco Bay Area. Hey, Forte's from Parisburg, Ohio. Never made it up there. I need to come check that place out. We got Mike from Missoula, Montana, and Alan from Aurora, Don Johnson from Eagle, Idaho, and let's see, who else we have in here? Larry, Howard, Bobby Campbell from Atlanta, Georgia. That's really funny, Bobby Campbell. All right, so let me jump into the updating the website video for you guys. Once we're finished, I'm going to come back and we're going to do a live Q&A. So if you have questions, make sure that you get those in the chat for me, starting time now. All right, guys, so here we are in Cheryl's account, and we're going to start doing some changes here based on that site review that I did last week. Now, if you missed the site review from last week, I'll put the link to that video in the description below this one. Make sure you check it out. And if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there should be a link in the description below this video on how to get more information to submit your site. But let's go ahead and jump into making some of the changes that I had suggested based on the last week's review. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of set up my browser for working on this. So what I like to do is I like to work in multiple tabs. Now I do want to say 4 or 5 tabs opened up is okay. If it gets to where your tabs are starting to really be hard to read and you've got a whole bunch in there and you have to click back and forth to find the right tab that you're looking for, like, stop and close some of your tabs out. Working in multiple tabs can really make your workflow efficient, but it can also become a headache if you don't manage those tabs and close out the ones that you don't need. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up with about 4 different tabs here. So I've got Edit View opened up right now because I'll need to come back and reference some of the images and different things like that. And then next what I want to do is I want to get Customize View opened up in its own tab. So I'm going to hover over Website, right click on Customize Website, and then just hit that open link in a new tab. And then the next tab that I'm going to get opened up is going to be Preview, because I want to be able to preview and look at the way the site currently looks and compare it when I'm making these changes. So we're going to hover back over Website. We're going to right click on Preview Website and open that in a new tab. And then the fourth one is going to be Theme Designer when we get to the part where we're jumping into Theme Designer to change the colors and the fonts. So let's go ahead and jump onto this tab right here. This is Customize View, and we're going to get started making some of these changes. So I'm just going to hit Continue. And one of the first things that we want to change on the homepage here is the way that this menu is set up. So it's got this really odd empty space right here. The logo is kind of shoved up in the top left corner. The menu items are over here. And then there's this search bar that pops out right here. And her site is not really set up to be searchable, so that's not the flow that she wants her clients and her visitors to go through. And so there's not really a reason for that to be there. One of the things that you guys want to think about when you're thinking about these pages like your homepage and your portfolio is if you don't want a potential client looking at it, don't have it on there. Like, I don't want this kind of stuff on my website because I don't want a visitor to be like, oh, well, I wonder what I can search for. And then they come up here and rather than focusing on the work that I want them to see, which is the slideshow or my portfolio, they get kind of lost and confused messing with stuff that I really didn't want them to see in the first place. So make sure that you're keeping that stuff cleaned up and turned off. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this header menu up here because this is her header menu. And if you're not sure what menu your website is using, go to Options, and then on the Page Elements tab, there's a homepage menu and a homepage logo right here. That is only available on the homepage. And so a lot of times I will tell people, use your page header menu on your website, on the homepage. on every page, because that menu can be used across your entire website. It's going to keep your navigation looking the same and consistent no matter what page your clients are on. And that's going to provide a smoother navigating experience for your visitors. And so I usually turn the homepage menu and logo off and just stick with using the page header. Okay, now that you know what menu you're using, we need to adjust this site header up here. And so I'm going to click on site header down here in the left, and we're going to go to layout. And right now she's using layout B, which is really nice if you have a lot of site menu items, because it gives you the most amount of room for your site menu items down here. One of the things that I would probably suggest if you're using layout B though, is to make sure that you set your elements to center up over each other. So if I do that now and I hit apply, you're going to see that the menu already looks a lot better. It's kind of centered up over each other here. It doesn't have that weird awkward space, and it just looks a lot cleaner. However, Cheryl doesn't really have that many site menu items, which I think is a good thing. Again, we want to really focus our visitors' attention, and having a bunch of site menu items up here is probably just going to make them miss what you're wanting them to see. And so since she doesn't have a lot of site menu items, what we're going to use is a different site menu. We're going to go down here to site header. We're going to go to layout and switch it over to layout A. And then I'm going to go to the elements tab. I'm going to set that logo over to be on this side. I'm going to leave the menu alignment to center, and then we're going to hide that search bar up here since it's not really used. And what you're going to see is this is going to be a lot cleaner, but it's also going to provide some more room for the images as well. So it's kind of floated everything up here all on one line. That little menu bar is kind of gone, and her site menu items are all right here on line, which is a lot better looking in my opinion. One of the things I'm not sure about is the way it changed the menu items a little bit, and we're going to get into that, and we're going to do some adjusting on here and get all this stuff looking the way that I think it should look, a lot cleaner. We're going to make sure that the footer down here matches the header. We're going to be doing that in Theme Designer here in just a second. And that's another thing that we're going to be adjusting here on Cheryl's side as well, is down here at the bottom, she's showing her footer, which is really nice that her footer is showing. It has her contact information. I think that's great to have, especially when you get into portfolios where you're scrolling down to the bottom of the page. It's right there. What we want to do though is we want to kind of make this match the branding consistently and keep these colors the same so that it looks nice and clean and all the same. And so in order to do that, we need to change the colors that are used on her site. And so this is where we're going to be going into Theme Designer. And so this is where we're going to open that fourth tab. So right up here on the top left corner is Themes. And themes are what control the colors and fonts of your website. And so what we're going to do is right click on that, hit open in a new tab. And that's going to actually open a duplicate tab of what we're looking at. Hit continue on that duplicate tab, then go back up to themes one more time and click edit theme, and that's going to open up Theme Designer where we can start customizing the colors and the fonts and different things like that. And so just to give you a quick view again, I have the all photographs tab open because I might want to come back here and reference some of these galleries or something like that. I have customize view open where you customize the visual appearance of your website as far as the layout goes, the site menu. I have Theme Designer open where you customize the fonts and the colors. And then I have preview open so we can take a look at the way that that site was looking previously. Okay, so back to Theme Designer. What we want to do is we want to customize this footer down here to match the header. And while we're in there, I want to kind of change the way that these menu items look. So I'm not a huge fan of that gray stark box kind of popping up over the or behind the text here. And what I notice on the bottom is that there's this pink accent color down here that's not really anywhere else on the site. And so what I want to see is if that color shows up really nicely over white, then maybe switching out these site menu items up here to change to pink, not a pink box, but just the text to have a pink color whenever it's hovered over. So let's jump into Theme Designer and let's start with that footer. And now what I'm going to do before I change anything is I don't want to save over her existing theme. Like if we need to go back to the way things were, I want to make it really easy. And so to do that, rather than changing her existing theme, I'm going to go to Save As first. And I'm just going to give this theme a name. I'm going to call it Seniors by Cheryl Custom Theme. And I'm going to save that. And so now what we're going to be doing is basically creating a new theme based on that old one, but we'll have the old theme intact if we need to jump back to it for any reason. Okay, so now that we've done that part, what we're going to do is go down to the footer, which is on the bottom. So you're going to be in the Style tab, go down to the footer that's on the bottom, and here is that footer color. Now I noticed that the text is white right here. So the text is white and the footer is gray. I want to make the footer white, but I don't want to lose that text. So what I'm going to do is come back up here really quick, click on the normal text option, and grab that normal text color because it's not quite a black, it's more like a gray. So I'm just copying the HTML code for that color right over here. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to scroll back down to the bottom, and then we're going to click on that text, go over here, and change that color. So just pasting in that HTML code makes the text gray, hit done. I'm going to do it one more time for the header section, but I'm going to darken that up just a little bit since it is a header. So dragging that little dropper down and hitting done. Okay, so now we can go and change this footer background here. We're just going to click on it, go to footer background on the left, and we're just going to change that to white, hit done. And then it does have a border. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that border off. Hit save. And then we're going to leave this tab open. We're going to jump back over here to this view. We're going to hit refresh. It's important that you do this the first time. You're going to hit refresh. Then we're going to go to themes. And now we're going to apply that new custom theme that we just created. So when I apply this, you're going to see that footer down here is going to turn to white. And we're just going to take a look. So the footer turned to white, and it looks like that pink color does show up really nice on the white footer down here. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this hover to just turn the text to that pink color. But as you guys can see, this already looks a lot cleaner and a lot more consistent with that white footer down here on the bottom, keeping the text that gray. And then that nice little pink accent color, I think, it just adds a nice little accent to it. So we're going to leave this page open again, jump back into Theme Designer. I'm going to grab that pink color, which is right here. So you can just click on it right over here, grab the HTML code for that, copy it, and then what we're going to do is we're already on the Style tab. We're going to go right here to the menu items, and I'm going to just change the hover color. So we're going to click on the menu item, go right over here to menu items. I'm going to go to background color first because I want to get rid of that gray hover background color. And so what I'm going to do is just click on the hover color button right here. Set that completely to transparent so it goes away when we hover over it. Hit done. And now we're going to go to the menu item to the text color. Click on that. Go to the hover color. And we're going to make that pink. And hit done. And so now when I hover over them, they turn pink. And now one of the things I want to do is get rid of these separators. I'm not a big fan of the separators for this site in particular. So we're going to go right here to separator color. And we're just going to make its color completely transparent and they go away. And now the last thing I want to do is make sure that this drop down keeps that pink hover theme going on. So I need to click on the drop down, come over here, scroll down to drop down. And then we're going to go down to the text color right here. Click in there, go to the hover color, and just paste in that pink. Hit done. And now we're going to save this. Jump back over here to the customized website. Hit refresh and just take a quick look. So the site menu separators went away, and if we hover over the menu items, they're kind of turning that pink color. Okay, so that changes there. And again, down here at the bottom, we've got that nice clean white footer instead of that gray footer that was there before. And so right now I think we're looking really good, especially when you take this and you compare it to the way it was looking before, again with the awkward header up here and just the way it was set up here before. I think we're doing really, really well. But all right, so let's go back and let's keep going. Another thing that we wanted to do is look at the portfolio page. All right, so we want to go look at the portfolio page. So we're going to click on this and we're going to go check out the portfolio. And so the first thing that I brought up was when you click on the photos, it's actually opening to what's called the photo page. And on this photo page, there's a lot of information here that you probably don't want your clients seeing. And to be quite honest, I'm not a huge fan of my portfolio opening to a photo page when clients click on it. And so I'm going to change this to go to what's called dim the lights mode. And so if we go up here to options, we're going to uncheck use default because right now this portfolio page is using the gallery default settings, which were probably set up for client galleries, which is fine. You definitely want to have your default gallery settings be geared towards your client galleries because hopefully that's what you have the most of, and not more portfolio galleries, but you have more client galleries. And so we're just going to individually customize this portfolio gallery to clean it up a little bit, to take some of the distracting elements out of it, and just change it around a little bit. And so here on the page options, what we're going to do is we're going to go to thumbnail page, and we're going to say when thumbnails are clicked, open to dim the lights right here. And so that's what's going to change where these photos go when you click on them. So if I hit apply now, you're going to see that rather than going to a completely separate page, it's just going to bring the image up large like this, and clients can navigate with these arrows or their arrow keys on their keyboard. And it doesn't go to that page with the weird side thumbnail and the info tab and all the stuff over the image when you're hovering over it. I feel like for a portfolio, that's a much cleaner presentation, and that's a big change already. Now, the next thing is the select photos button up here. Again, this is set up for client galleries because it was using the default settings. And as a visitor looking at this who's not a client yet, I have to think that they're probably going to wonder, why would I be selecting photos from a portfolio? And if you click that, you can select them and add them to favorites. But again, this is one of those things, I don't want potential clients and visitors getting stuck on that. I want them to look at my work to say, yes, this person's awesome, let's contact them. And I don't want them trying to figure out why they would want to select photos. So what we're going to do is go back up to options here, go to page elements. We're going to go here to the select photos button. We're going to set it to hide. I'm also going to hide the slideshow button. All right, I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to the slideshow button and portfolio galleries. And I've found that when I'm on the fence, especially with portfolio galleries and things like that, less is more. I want to keep people's focus on what I want their focus to be. And I don't necessarily want somebody watching a slideshow of my portfolio. I want them looking at the images and then deciding to contact me. So I'm going to set that to hide. Now what I will do though is set the share button to show, because that lets them share that gallery out to their social media, which is going to bring traffic back to the site, which is a good thing. All right, so we're going to set that to share and hit apply. And so this should start to look a lot cleaner here. So the share button is the only button that's up here. When they click on the photo, it just shows the image like this. And then the last thing that I kind of brought up was this hover over here, and how the bottom of this little bar right here is really stark. So if you hover over it, it really jumps out at you, which might be a good thing or might not be a good thing. It depends on how you feel about that. But that has the social media sharing icon. So if I wanted to share this photo out on Facebook, I could. Now it doesn't share the photo, it shares the link to this gallery with this photo kind of as the cover photo for that link on your social media. So you can clean this up completely and have that not show. So if I go to options, we go to thumbnails, you can say no social media icon showing at all, and you hit apply, and then nothing is going to be popping up when they hover over the image. Basically, it's just going to be the image. So that's totally up to you. If you want to leave those social media icons showing, you definitely can. You can leave them set to show. And if you want to soften up that hover color right here, you can do that as well. So if you want to kind of soften that color up a little bit so it's not so stark, you go back into Theme Designer, go to Galleries, and then here is that color right here. So you can actually click on the dynamic thumbnail. And then if you go to Thumbnail Overlay right here, here is that color right here. So if we click on this, we can turn it off, we can darken it up, but the color that we're really focusing on is the hover one. And so I'm going to take that and just kind of soften it up a bit. Same thing with this one here. So now if I hit done, we're going to save this. We'll jump back here and refresh this and just take a quick look and see. And so you can see that kind of took that really hard dark line at the bottom and just kind of took it out. It also made the social media icons stand out more. And actually for these, I might even consider just making that completely transparent so that just the social media icons show up here. And now I probably would only do this for the portfolio gallery. For client galleries, you might want that color to still be showing up down there if you have like a buy button showing. It just really depends on the gallery type. So let me refresh that really quick and take a look. All right, so now when you hover over it, just the social media icons are showing up, and though that dark bar across the bottom. And actually for this, I really like that because it lets me know I'm hovering over the image. It kind of gives me that action that we've all come to expect when you hover over something. It doesn't put that gray bar across there. I'm kind of left wondering why it's there, but I can see those social media icons popping up there. So this is how I would probably set this up if this were me. Okay, so we've changed the homepage. We've changed the theme. We have changed the way that this portfolio works. The last thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to clean up the broken links that in here. So there's one link right here, guide, that is broken and not working. And we're just going to hover over senior session info and we're going to remove that option. Do a reality check on your website once a month. Go in, check it out, test all the links, make sure that everything is going where you think it should go and that everything is working. And if something's not working, fix it. Make sure that it's not, definitely you don't want to have broken links. All right, so let's go back to the home page and do a quick comparison here. So here's the before. All right, notice the site header up here, that kind of weird awkward space, the search bar that didn't really do anything, the gray bar down here at the bottom, and then we go to the new version. Here is that new version right here with a much cleaner site menu, and the site footer is cleaned up a lot better. So I feel like this is a much cleaner presentation. I feel like, just some small changes. I mean, that took 20 minutes to do, but that's because I rambled through it. Guys, that was really simple changes that you guys can make if your website just doesn't have that right look. It's not about big changes. It's about making small changes that are really going to give you that nice, professional, clean look to your website. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you liked the updates that we made to Cheryl's site. Again, big thanks to Cheryl for letting me go on there and just completely change her site. In the end, I think it looks a lot better. There's a lot of you guys who've been asking in chat, how can you submit your site for a review? We don't have that official progress and all the legal stuff lined out, but I put a link out in the chat. If you're interested, hit that link up, send us your information, and we're going to get in contact with you on the next steps. I'm hoping that in 2019 we can do these live site reviews at least once a month. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you get those notifications when we go live. All of you guys who are watching now, if you could do me a big favor, make sure that you click that thumbs up button. It really helps us out. And then for those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, we would love to have you come join us live. But I understand that you can't always stop what you're doing on Thursday at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. depending on where you're at, which is why I thank you guys so much that you do come and hang out with me live. But if you have questions and you're watching the recorded version of this, make sure that you click that link in the description below this video that says questions for next week, and that's where I'll take email questions. Now let me answer some of the questions you guys have had in chat really quick. So some of the names, I didn't grab the names when I was getting these questions copied over. Hopefully you remember which question is yours. So somebody had asked, how do I specifically find only the raw files that I have uploaded? There's not really a way to do a search inside of your Zenfolio account to find the raw files. So what you're going to be looking for, and I don't know if I have any in here that have any raw files or not, but you'll need to expand your groups, and then you'll see down here below, you'll see like your gallery name. Underneath that, it will say raw files. And then you can click on that and you can select all of your raw files in there. You can delete them. You can hand select a few of them and delete them that way. Unfortunately, there's not at the moment a way to go in your account and find all the raw files. You do have to do it on a gallery by gallery level. So you guys probably couldn't see that because my head was in the way. Let me get my head out of the way. So again, in your account, just click on any gallery, and it should show below it here if it has a raw file. And then you can click on that raw file link, and that's where you can see all the raw files that are in that gallery. And then you'll have to go in and delete them there. Okay, let me see. Let me grab some more of you guys' questions that you had here in chat. Oh, where did it go? My document just disappeared on me. Hold on one second, guys. I just lost my document. Let me grab it. There we go. Okay, why do I have to open up an extra upload dialog instead of easily dragging and dropping photos into the galleries? Hey, that's a good question. It would definitely be nice to be able to drag and upload right into here. But at the moment, if you want to upload, you do have to click on a gallery and click upload like this to open that upload box. Now, as far as why, I don't really have an answer for that. But one of the things that, if you're not aware, you can actually upload folders into Zenfolio. Now, this is a feature that I use a lot, specifically when I'm helping people get their accounts set up. It's really nice because if you've got things organized already on folders in your computer, as long as you're using the Google Chrome browser, you can actually drag and drop folders into Zenfolio and upload them. And so the way you do that is click on your all photographs group or any specific group that you have in here. If you have other groups created like this, you can do it there. So anywhere that there's a group, you can actually upload folders. And the nice thing about this is whatever organization you have created in that folder is going to be recreated for you on Zenfolio. So if I were to click on this folder and hit upload, and then I pull up my Finder window, let me grab it, and I were to just grab any one of these folders that I have here, I can actually just drag and drop that folder right inside of here, and it will recreate the structure that I have. So that particular folder, I had 2 subfolders inside of it, 3 subfolders inside of it for different, more than that. Apparently I had a lot more than that. So I had subfolders inside of it for different galleries. And if I were to upload this, it would create a new group, and then each one of these would become a gallery. So if you're looking for a faster way to upload, uploading folders is going to be the way to go, especially if you're trying to get a lot of content uploaded into your account really quickly. It is a lot faster doing it that way than having to go in, create a gallery, upload the photos, and then go back, create another gallery, and upload your photos that way. So if you're looking to create a lot of galleries really fast, use that folder upload. And the nice thing as well is it keeps that organization the same. And I definitely recommend trying to keep your Zenfolio organization looking like how you organize things on your computer already. That way it's just easier for you to navigate. It's a lot easier for you to navigate in your account. And if you're not using Google Chrome, I would definitely consider downloading it, even if it's just for that purpose. At the moment, unfortunately, Safari doesn't let you do that. I think with Safari, you can still upload folders, but you have to use the, rather than drag and drop, you have to click that Add Folders button. So if I were to click here, go to Upload, I think in Safari, you can click the Add Folders button right here, and then you should be able to upload folders, if I'm not mistaken. But if that's not the case, if that doesn't work for you in Safari, I would definitely consider downloading the Google Chrome browser. It's free. I love it. It's got a lot of really good perks that I like to use it for. So I would definitely consider it just for that purpose alone. Okay, let's see. Let me go back here. Will the new photo page implement all old functions in the future? Hey, that's a good question. I think that was one of Thorben's questions. I'm pretty sure that we're really close to having all the old functions. If you can be a little bit more specific, let me know a function that's missing. Maybe it's there already and it's just kind of in a different place. So let me know what specific functionality you're looking for, and maybe I can kind of point you in the direction to find that. Okay, let's see. I think this one was from Donna. She said, I'm interested in optimizing my SEO, especially as I have completely changed my business model and I am marketing to different clients now. Yeah, so there's lots of different ways that you can do that in Zenfolio. If you want to just give your whole entire site an SEO makeover, there's going to be lots of different places to change the information, including your portfolio information and all of that. So just to show you a couple of places that you can start in your account here, hover over your username over here in the top right corner, click on account, and then what you're going to be doing is looking for things like display name and copyright. You know, do you need to change your display name? Even if you're using a custom logo, your display name is still on the page and still readable by search engines. And if you had this say something like Donna Young portrait photographer, and now it needs to change to say Donna Young wedding photographer, display name is something that even though you might not be using it on your website, it's still readable by search engines, and you're still going to want to go and change that even if you're using a custom logo. A couple other things you want to change in here would be, let me find it here. I think it's going to be under website. Yep, under website, search engine optimization. This is the information that's shown here. If you remember when you first set up your account, it probably asked you some questions. And the information that is showing here is a result of those questions that you answered. And chances are you were probably in a hurry just to get your account going and set up and check it out. And so you might not have put as much thought into this as you really should have, like I did when I was setting up this account. I just threw some information in here to hurry up and get the account created. However, this information impacts your SEO as well. And so this is going to be another place where you want to go and make some changes. And again, this is under your account information. So hover over your username in the top right corner, click on account, and then you're going to go to website, search engine optimization, and then here's where you're going to find your homepage title and your website description. And guys, these two fields are really, really important, because what these two fields are is if you jump onto Google and you do a search for wedding photographer, that title that shows is your homepage title, and then that little blurb of text below that 9 times out of 10 will have different words bolded out for your search terms. That's your website description. And so you want to think about that when you're putting information in here. Yes, you want to write this for the search engines. Yes, you want this to have keywords like wedding photography, Poto, Oklahoma, your location, different things like that. But real people are actually going to be seeing this information on search engines when they're doing searches, and so it needs to make sense for them as well, as with most SEO options do. Anytime you're writing things for SEO, you're really writing for two audiences, because most of the time Google and other search engines only really take into account information that can actually be seen by somebody who's visiting your website. So you need to make sure that you're keeping those two audiences in mind when you're putting this information in here. The search engines and the keywords, but also that it needs to make sense when somebody actually reads this. So here's one place right here, again, that you can go and start changing your SEO, putting in the new information that you want people to find you under. And then after that would be, your photos or your custom page, if you have welcome text on your homepage. And I'll show you where those are really quick. So back on photos, if you go to any of your galleries that are public, search engines can find those, they can index them, they can read the information that's in there. And so your image, to start off, your gallery title, that is readable by search engines, and that can have an impact on your SEO as well. So this one's titled homepage. You could title this, Zenfolio Live, Oklahoma Wedding Photographer Homepage Images. Anything like that, just to add a few more little pieces of information in there that will help search engines read and understand what this is about. And then after that, if you go up here to details, you can give it a caption. Again, this is going to be information about that gallery. Nice things to include are locations. If you work with specific venues, maybe you're a wedding photographer and you're a preferred wedding photographer for that venue, and they're linking to you, and maybe you want to link back to them. That kind of stuff is good for your SEO. Captions are a really good place to do that. You can write in the text, you can highlight it, you can link back to that venue, and all of that is really good for your SEO. And then obviously keywords. Now this is just for the gallery. So keywording the gallery, adding categories here. And then also doing that at the individual image level as well. And so clicking on the images and making sure that they are keyworded. You can categorize them down here. And one thing that I recommend doing is not to overdo your keywords. So you can, click on this image, hold Command or Control, click on this one, and you can keyword those two at the same time, or maybe you want to just do these two because they're more similar images. You can keyword those two and then give the other images, different keywords. The thing is you want to have a good mix of keywords when it comes to your photos in there, and not just stuff every single image with the same keyword, because that is going to probably hurt your SEO, because when Google feels like you're just stuffing a bunch of keywords in there, they kind of see it as black hat SEO, and they actually penalize you for that. So that's something that you want to be aware of. And so that's a really good place to start. Now on our YouTube channel, there is several videos that go over SEO, and also earlier this year we did a live stream where it was all about creating a brand new website. And so I created this account live, and I actually go through that whole process and talk about SEO in there as well. So definitely search our channel for SEO videos. There's several in there that are really going to be helpful and go into that in a lot more detail. But hopefully that gives you a good place to start. All right, let me go back to photos and let me grab some more of you guys' questions here in the chat really quick. Let's see. I'm probably going to say it wrong. Aiden Production says, is there a way to, and great word, by the way, I can't even pronounce that word, so I'm not going to try to use it. But basically, you're looking for a way to take two different accounts that you have and combine them together. Well, there's not really a built-in way to do this on Zenfolio, unfortunately. There's not a way to say, hey, I own this account, let's bring them together. But what you can do is you can use a service called Upload Junction that will allow you to transfer all of the photos that you have in one account to another account. And it's free, and it will let you do this, and it will put all of your photos into that other account. And so if you just go to uploadjunction.com, you can actually go in here and transport your images from one Zenfolio account to your other account that you want to keep. Now, that's perfectly fine to do. There's really only, one or two reasons to have two separate accounts. One of the big things is if you just need to keep those clients separated from each other. So, for example, let's say you have one brand that you've established where you do boudoir photography, but then maybe you also want to do school portraits or daycare portraits, and you kind of maybe want to keep those separated from each other. That's a really good reason to have two separate accounts. When you have two different genres that you want to keep separated, or two different brands that you've created that you need to keep 100% separation, that's a really good time to have two separate accounts. Other than that, you can really get away with having one account serving up multiple genres of clients, as long as you're structuring your website, building it the way that it needs to be to keep any sensitive subject matter protected and to keep your clients' images protected as well. And so I'm going to throw this link in the chat for you to that upload junction. Actually, it looks like Cheryl already did. So thanks for that, Cheryl. Definitely go check it out. That's going to help you get those images from whichever account you're going to close. It's going to help you get those images from that account over into your new account, and that should make this whole process a lot easier. Now, of course, if you already have those images on your hard drive somewhere, you can just do that folder upload that I was talking about earlier. Leave it set overnight, go to bed, make sure your computer is set to not go to sleep or anything like that, and then hopefully all of your images will be uploaded into that account. But hopefully that will make that process a little easier. Okay, let's see. Donna Young says, is there a way to add text at the top of a portfolio gallery? I wanted to add text so that I made my portfolio pages. Wanted to add text, so I made my portfolio pages actually custom pages. Hey, Donna, custom pages aren't a bad idea. I do know that sometimes custom pages can be a little bit tricky to work with depending on what you're trying to achieve, but you can absolutely add text to the top of a portfolio page, even a client gallery page. Anything that will let you add a caption to, that's text that will show up at the top of your page. So just to show you really quick, if I go into my account over here, and let's see, let me just go into this client's gallery right here. And we'll go to the John and Elizabeth engagement gallery right here. And let's say I wanted to add a caption to the top. Maybe I want to give them a discount, or just talk about the shoot, or, whatever kind of text you're wanting to add to that. If you click on the gallery, which is behind my head right there, if you click on the gallery, and you go over here to details, there's a caption section. Like, guys, the caption section is so useful because you can link things in there, as I was showing you earlier. You can really do a lot with the caption section. It's really powerful. And so let's just say you wanted to put something really simple. I'm just going to put, hi, this is the caption. And if you wanted to link it, maybe you want to link to that contact page. Maybe you want to say, hey, contact me, and click here, right? You can highlight whatever text you want to use as a link. You can hit the link button, paste in that URL. Now, my advice to you guys, if you're using the link tool, if that link takes them anywhere outside of your Zenfolio account, have that open in a new window or new tab. That way they don't lose that portfolio page. That way they don't leave the navigation of your website. It'll open that link in a new window or tab, depending on their browser settings. If it's just a link to a different gallery, or maybe your built-in contact page, if it's a Zenfolio page at all that's going to have your navigation up at the top, it's perfectly fine to uncheck that option. I just personally, whenever they leave my Zenfolio account, I don't want them to leave it. I want them to have another tab open so that they're still on my Zenfolio site. But so you set that up, put the link, the URL in here, hit OK, and then that text will become the link. And so you can bold it, you can change the size of it right here. There's lots of different things you can do. Now, once you have that text in there, you can hit save. And then the next step is going to be making sure that that is set to show in your gallery settings. So in order to do that, what you're going to want to do is hover over preview for that gallery. So I'm on the gallery. We're going to hover over preview. I'm going to right click on that, open it in a new tab, and click on that tab. And you can already see it showing up right here. It says, hey, this is a caption. But if it's not showing for you, then you need to edit your options. And so I'm going to hover over edit, and then I'm going to click on page. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to options right there. You might need to uncheck use default settings. And then if you go to page elements, you need to make sure that that caption is set to show. I like to center mine up. Some people like it left justified. It's up to you. The key is making sure that that caption is set to show. And if you're thinking about using captions, even if you haven't written one yet, go ahead and set it to show, because if you don't have anything in there, it just won't show anything. But go ahead and set it to show, and then after you apply these settings, which let me get myself out of the way here so you guys can see that. After you apply these settings, save them as your default right here so they apply to all of your galleries, and you don't have to go in and turn them on for each and every one. And then, of course, always remember to click the publish button right here to make those changes go live to your actual site. Great question, though. Again, guys, I can't tell you enough how powerful those captions can be. Just being able to give your clients some instructions. If you want to give them coupons, it's a good place to put coupons in there. There's a lot that you can do with that caption section, so don't forget that it's there and how useful it can be. But if you've already created custom page portfolios, those are really nice as well, because it lets you add a lot of other information like embedded slideshows. You can add captions and text below the photos. You have a lot of options with custom pages. It just takes a little bit longer to create portfolios that way, unless you're just really, really good at it. All right, let me get back to my account here. And let's see, I think I've got one more chat question that I copied down, and then I'm caught up, and then I'll need to jump in and check on you guys on chat, because I know you've probably got a lot more questions popped up in there. So let's see. I made a few custom pages on my homepage. In my editor, everything looks okay. When I open the homepage, there is way more space between the text. What can be the issue? This used to happen to me all the time when I was going in and making custom pages. And so what I realized really quick was that I was in the very bad habit of using just enter or return when I was typing in custom pages, and I didn't realize that that was making a double space. So that could be one of the issues. So just let me show you really quick. I'm going to hover over website, go to custom pages, and then we'll just click new. I'll give this one a title really quick, and I'll go down here and I'll say, hi, this is one line of text. And then I'm going to hit enter without holding my shift key, and it's going to actually create a double space. See, this is double spaced. But if I hold shift and hit enter, it creates a single space. So single space. All right. That's one thing that it could be. Now, if you are copying and pasting that text from anywhere else, maybe you're copying it from a Word document. Maybe you're copying it off of an old website that you had. Sometimes that can bring over pre-existing formatting rules from wherever you copied it from. So one of the things you can do is after you paste it, you can Command A, select all that text, and use the remove formatting tool, and it will remove formatting from that if there's any pre-existing formatting. So let me just save this and preview it really quick, and you should be able to see the difference between the double space text where I just did enter versus that single space text where I held the shift key and hit enter. That for me was the problem. I was just not even realizing that I was hitting enter and typing and going along. And once I realized I needed to hold shift and enter, that did the single space thing there. And so that is what was happening for me. Hopefully that helps you with that. All right. let me jump and chat, you guys. We got about 7 minutes left. I'm going to see if I can get some questions answered for you guys from chat. A lot of you guys hanging out. Really appreciate you guys coming in and joining us. Like I said earlier, this is the last live stream for 2018, but we have a lot of great stuff coming up in 2019. So just like we've been doing, we're going to do live streams every Thursday. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click subscribe. Also, make sure that you click that little bell icon when you hit subscribe so you actually get the notifications. If you're a podcast watcher or listener like I am, you can actually subscribe to us in iTunes as well. So if you go into iTunes podcast directory, you can search for Zenfolio video tutorials and you can actually subscribe to us there. The nice thing about that is that whenever there's a live stream recording that gets published, you'll actually get a notification when that live stream is published. So you won't get the notification for the live stream when it's live in iTunes, but when the recorded version of it is published, you'll get a notification for that. So definitely go check that out in iTunes. All right, let's see. I don't know where I left off. A lot of you guys in here asking lots of questions. Let's see. D. Moore said, I signed up for the website review. Tristan says, thanks, Robert. And Cheryl, yes, absolutely. All right. Last time I used a new photo page, the function there was for no possibility for random title photos for the galleries. And one more thing, I can't remember. Hey, that's a good question, Thorben. I'm actually not sure if that option is there or not. Let's see if it's there. If I click on this and we go up here, I believe there's only the option to have the cover photo on or off. There's not an option for the random photo that I'm aware of. So I do believe you're correct. I think that's a functionality that we don't have. I will follow up and see if there's any information on that and see if I can't let you know an update on that on next week's live stream. But thanks for bringing that up. All right, let's see. Keep looking down here to make sure I have you guys' questions. Shuba says, does SEO work the same way on the custom page as well? Yes, custom pages are really good for your SEO because you have so much space to add text. But there's also, in addition to just being able to add text, you can also, let me go back, you can also add, what is it called? You can add, the term just completely left my mind. First of all, the title will affect your SEO. So making sure that you're titling it really well, not just video demo, but actually including some relevant information in that title. But the other thing down here at the bottom is the meta description. That's what I was looking for. That meta description right here is just like the website description that we were talking about earlier. That's going to be what shows up under the title on search engines, and all of that is really good for your SEO. So it's definitely stuff that you want to make sure, if this is a page that you want people to find, if this is a page that you want to have help drive traffic to your site, anywhere you see the little green SEO icon is a section that you want to pay attention to. Make sure you give it its due diligence and you put in some relevant information in there as well. And again, this is up to 155 characters, so keep that in mind. You don't need to come in here and stuff a bunch of keywords in the meta description. This is a description about this page, so I would not come in here and write a bunch of keywords because it's not going to make sense. Write a description about this page and include some strategically placed keywords in that meta description. All right, let me go back to the photos page really quick because I think you had another question, Shuba, about can you add captions to event galleries? And so that is actually something I'm not 100%. Let me check really quick. So I think I have an event in here and I believe you can. Yeah, so you have captions right here. So if you click on the event, you can go to captions right over here. Hi, this is the event caption. And let me save that. And then if we hover over the preview button, open that in a new tab, I believe it's just a matter of making sure that your caption is set to show, which it's showing right there. So if I go to edit page, we go up here to options, making sure that on page elements, the caption is set to show, which actually it looks like that caption automatically shows if it's added there. So you just need to make sure that you're adding it. Apparently for events, the caption just automatically shows and you don't have to turn it on or off. All right. Yes, that was Al Borland. Well, I love Al Borland. I love that show. My son and I actually watch reruns of Home Improvement on Hulu like all the time. He is 6, and I want to make sure that he sees some good television shows. So we watch a lot of reruns of Home Improvement there on Hulu all the time. He loves it. Okay, let's see. Let me double check, make sure I'm caught up with you guys in chat. We've got about 2 more minutes left. So I'm going to be hopping off here soon. But let me see if I can't get some more chat questions answered here really quick. Let's see. Thorben says, thanks for the custom page space thingy. Absolutely correct. Yeah, it's that double space thing. And for the random gallery title follow-up. Forward Exposure says, I wouldn't mind someone taking a peek and reviewing my site. I feel like some of my custom pages could use some work. I'm just not as creative with website as I am with photos. I completely understand. The funny thing is, you know, at the end of the day, after helping people with their websites and then trying to work on my own, I'm like, maybe tomorrow. Don't be like that, though. You want to work on your website and you want to do it today. There is a link in the description below this video, Forward Exposure, where you can submit your site. I'll get in contact with you and we'll talk about doing a site review. So definitely make sure that you hit that up. As I said earlier, we don't have an official process yet, so we're going to be catching up with you guys who have already submitted your site once that official process is put into place. But definitely make sure that you guys are hitting that link up. All right, let me see. All right, let's see. A show within a show. Tool time. Yes. Thorben says, thank you for your help. Absolutely, you guys are welcome. So glad to help you guys out. All right, 30 more seconds left. I just want to say thank you guys so much for making this year really awesome on Zenfolio Live. I have watched you guys engage with each other and really build a very positive and interactive community here on chat every Thursday. And I just want to say how inspiring that is for me. And I want to say thank you guys so much. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful and happy and safe new year. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys back next year in 2019. Don't forget to click that link in the description for the survey. Let us know what you guys want to see. And definitely, again, guys, make sure that you have a safe and happy New Year's. And I will see you guys back here 2019. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you're watching the recorded version of this and you'd like to learn more about Zenfolio, I recommend watching some of the videos that you should see popping up on your screen.